A pleasant day to everyone. What we're going to have here is a discussion of how to start creating JavaScript or rather HTML documents as well as JavaScript codes with brackets. So let me load first brackets. So basically, every for everyone, if you are going to use brackets for our subject, the first thing that you should do is to create a folder. So if we already have done this during our time in a computer subject, first and foremost, you need to have a folder. So in our case, the folder that I asked and I would like everyone to have is a folder named computer 10. I have it created here, okay? And then I would like to get inside this folder. I am not going to select folder yet, the command button that has the select folder option. So when you get inside computer 10, the first thing that you are to do is to create folders that um, will serve as a storage for whatever files you are to create in my subject in our course. So this time, I would like you to create a practice folder. And since it is already created there, all you have to do is to click on it and then select folder. So basically, you're not going to see anything here for the first timer. So what you're going to do, you already have selected folder. So the next thing that we will do is to create a new file by clicking File, New, and then the moment you create File New, what you are going to have here is a text file. An extension name of the file is untitled.txt. So in our case, we already have an untitled one. The name is given untitled to, but we're going to save this to a new file extension, and that is HTML. So this time, what we're going to do is to click on Save As, and then we're going to type Practice1 for your case, and I'll be typing Practice1A since I already have a file on that. But I don't click Save yet. I need to type that HTML. Okay, and then save. Yes, I need to overwrite it for the sake of you know, for the sake of demonstration. So why did I ask you to save it as .html? So what I want you to do is for you to see how it will go, HTML. And then if you'll notice, the closing tag is already automatically being displayed. Okay. So this time, what you are going to do is to indent. If you notice, I indent because we're going to have a structured type of coding. When we say structured, a part of, uh, we're talking of identifying, indenting which a part of a particular main command. Okay, so how is that thing being done here? So next is we're going to have a title tag. Then we're going to have a head tag. What I am creating right now is being called as the basic HTML structure, HTML document structure. So you have the title tag, the head tag, and of course the body tag. Okay, now let's talk about attributes and attributes. This is how it is. Attributes and elements. What is this all about? If we are going to talk about attributes, it pertains to anything that you would have within the tag. So let's talk about attribute first. Let's say I would like to add attributes to the body tag. Attributes is example of attribute is BG color, which is equal to red. An attribute is always typed at the beginning of, at the opening tag, just like this one. Opening body tag, closing body tag. An attribute is being used to change the display or function or add some enhancement to the regular function of a body tag. In this case, what we're going to have is a background color be added to the body, to the HTML tag body tag. Okay, now what about elements? Let's talk about elements. Elements pertains to any entry in between opening tag and head tag. Okay, so let's add elements to the title tag. So, if I put here Glenda Obre Practice 1, then this text here is an element of the title tag. If I put here, so let me press enter key, and then I'll indent again because this is part of the main of the tag head tag. I'll be putting style tag. Okay. In the style tag, what we're going to have here, let's say, is any CSS style rule. Okay. So this now is an element of the head tag. Now, if I'll be putting a paragraph tag here, this paragraph is an element of the body tag. If I'll be putting color is equal to blue, color is an attribute of the p tag, and this affect the color of the font. Or if not color, let me type text, which is equal to blue. It tells something about changing the color of the font. Okay. But we're going to erase that later. I'm just explaining the difference between attribute and elements. Okay, let me delete this. So, let me delete this also. The first thing that I would like everyone to know is how to lay out, not with how to do layouting without using a table tag. Kasi before, I believe that the way you lay out things in a particular HTML document is for you to use a table tag. This time we're not going to use tables because basically table is being used for displaying the a particular data in a tabular format. It's not basically designed for or being used for layouting, but most of the web designers are using this. But let's change that concept. We're going to use the div tag. Okay, a div tag from the word division has something to do with the division between an HTML document within the display. So basically, it is being called as a box, a layouting box, a div box. So this time, what we're going to do is to put an ID attribute. An ID attribute is a unique name given to a particular tag. We're going to name this as div1. Okay? A unique name given to it. And this will be used if we would like to change something about, if we are going to change the property of a particular tag. Now, what I would like you to do is to create, how many tags did we create now? 1, 2, 3. Okay, since we said that an ID is unique, we're going to change this to 2, and we're going to change this to 3. How are we going to um did you see what I am doing? I am arranging things in the work area, the brackets, work area. So if you'll notice, this is indented because this is part of the body tag. Okay. So